Now we are on part 31 of our digital marketing journey, and let's continue talking about digital marketing for today's video. Moving forward with on-page SEO, let's shift our focus to page speed. Page speed, also referred to as page load time, is a crucial factor in SEO. The reason for its significance is that Google has a vast user base that relies on their search engine, and Google prioritizes providing a positive user experience for its users. Google considers page speed as an important factor in ranking websites based on their relevance. This is because if a website or web page loads slowly, it can negatively impact the user experience. Google wants to avoid this because if they rank a slow loading page highly and users click on it, they may have a poor experience and be less likely to use Google search engine again in the future. This could also reflect poorly on Google as a search engine. Therefore, it is in Google's best interest to rank fast-loading pages higher in search results. Page load time is a critical factor for on-page SEO. Therefore, it is essential to monitor how long it takes for our web pages to load, typically measured in seconds. Slow page load times can result in a poor user experience, even from analytics perspective. For example, if a user performs a Google search and clicks on a link, but the page takes too long to load, they are more likely to leave the site before it fully loads, which is known as a bounce. This can lead to higher bounce rate and negatively impact search engine rankings. Therefore, optimizing page load time is vital for both user experience and SEO purposes. Leaving a page without fully loading it can negatively affect the overall search ecosystem. Therefore, it is crucial to monitor page load time closely. If a site or page loads quickly, Google is more likely to take note of it, and it can positively impact search engine rankings. To evaluate page loading performance, we can utilize web analytics tools such as Google Analytics. These tools can provide valuable insights into website and page performance, including page load time. As an illustration, let's consider Google Analytics. Suppose I access the analytics account for valleyfig.com. I can review the page load time data for the past 30 days. Based on this data, the average page load time for the entire site was approximately 5 seconds. Ideally, we would prefer our pages to load as quickly as possible, with a general rule of thumb being no more than 3 to 4 seconds. Page load time is influenced by several factors. Two of these factors include the type of browser and device being used. Different browsers may load pages differently, and a mobile device using Internet Explorer, for example, may have a different average speed load time than a desktop using Chrome. Another factor that can impact page load time is a country and its infrastructure. The amount of bandwidth available can play a crucial role in determining the page load time. Suppose you are in San Francisco, United States, and have access to a high-speed network. On the other hand, someone in another city or country may not be on the same high-speed network and may have a lower bandwidth or slower network. This difference can impact the page load time. In Google Analytics, you can view the breakdown of page load time by country. Additionally, you can analyze the load time of individual pages on the website. When we refer to the average page load time for a website, we are considering the overall average load time for the site. However, Google Analytics provides data on the average load time for each page on the site. To achieve organic ranking for a specific page on search engines, it's important to ensure that the average page load time is acceptable and not too high. If there are issues with the load time, it's necessary to address them. Google Analytics offers useful speed suggestions to help with this. By accessing speed suggestions in Google Analytics, one can view the average load time for specific pages on the site and receive feedback from Google on how to improve it. To illustrate, let's say I observe the homepage of my website takes an average of 5.59 seconds to load. In order to address this issue, I can click on Page Speed Suggestions in my Google Analytics account. This will direct me to a tool called Page Speed Insights, which provides insights into the speed of my page's load time on both desktop and mobile devices. Based on the results, the tool will also provide feedback on how to improve the page's loading speed, as well as the overall site speed. It's crucial to keep page load time in check because it directly impacts user experience and in turn affects a website's ranking on search engines like Google. The recommended page load time is between 3 to 4 seconds, and exceeding this limit could result in lower rankings on search engine result pages. It's important to note that page load time varies depending on the device, browser, and location. Google Analytics can provide detailed insights into page load times and speed suggestions to optimize website performance on both desktop and mobile devices. By addressing the issues identified by Google's Page Speed Insights, website owners can improve page load time and enhance user experience, which ultimately results in higher search engine rankings. To improve the page speed, there are various techniques that you can employ. First, optimizing images can be helpful as large and high-resolution images can take a longer time to load. Secondly, it's important to use a simple website design, avoiding the use of technology that can slow down the page load time. Although Flash has been disbanded, other similar technologies should also be avoided. Additionally, the location of your website server matters as it could be shared with other websites, which can impact how quickly the server responds to requests for loading your web page. Therefore, it's important to consider the hosting provider and the server specifications to ensure optimal performance. It's important to keep in mind that server response time plays a key role in page loading speed. Therefore, choosing a reliable hosting provider and minimizing the number of websites hosted on the server can help improve server response time. Additionally, optimizing your website's code is crucial in reducing page load time. Unnecessary codes such as tracking codes for advertising can negatively impact page speed as they need to be executed. It's important to minimize the amount of extra code you add to your site in order to keep it streamlined and fast loading. You should also remember to be aware of the amount of code on your website as it can slow down page load time. Now, let's shift our focus to featured snippets. There are search results that typically appear at the top of organic search results and provide informational content. They can also appear below search advertising. It's worth noting that featured snippets can greatly increase visibility for your website, so optimizing for them is crucial. One of the primary search results that can appear on top of organic search results is featured snippet, which contains informative content. Featured snippets are commonly presented in the form of a paragraph, table, or list. Paragraph snippets are the most commonly seen type of featured snippet. To illustrate this, let's take a look at an example. If we search for machine learning on Google, we can see some page search ads, which are marked as such. Beneath the ads, but above the organic results, we can see a paragraph featured snippet. Essentially, featured snippets are meant to provide useful information that answers users' queries. Google uses algorithms to identify content that best fits its purpose. The key to getting your content to appear as a featured snippet is to ensure that it answers specific questions. Google's primary goal is to find content that provides the most helpful information to users, so if your content doesn't answer a question clearly and directly, it's unlikely to be selected as a featured snippet. Essentially, Google scans through a multitude of websites to identify the content that is most relevant and informative for a particular query. For instance, if a user types "what is machine learning" into the search bar, they will most likely receive a featured snippet with a clear and concise answer to their question. When users perform a search, they often use prefixes like "how does," "how do," "how to," or "what is." These prefixes are commonly associated with questions that users want answered. If your content can provide the answers to these type of questions, then Google is more likely to recognize its relevance and display it as a featured snippet. Therefore, it's important to focus on creating content that is informative and can answer common questions related to your topic. By doing so, you increase your chances of being featured in a snippet and driving more traffic to your website. The primary objective is to generate top-notch content that truly meets the user's query. With featured snippets, if your content comprehensively and accurately answers a particular question, there is a good chance that it could appear as a featured snippet. Therefore, the key is to strive towards creating valuable and high-quality content that provides a well-rounded response to basic questions. Whether it's about surfing, riding a bicycle, or even something as simple as defining a fig, the aim is to offer the most relevant and informative content that adequately addresses the user's search query. In essence, the aim of a featured snippet is to deliver the most useful and comprehensive answer possible rather than just any content that vaguely relates to the query. Featured snippets provide answers to queries whether or not they are in question form. This snippet appears at the top of the search results to provide quick and informative content about the query. It is important to note that anyone can have their content featured in a snippet, but it must be of high quality and provide relevant information that answers the question. By having quality content, a website can increase its visibility and drive more traffic to their site, which will be of good quality as it is likely to be relevant to someone's query. And that ends a part of our discussion about digital marketing. I hope you learned something from today's video. If you like it, please subscribe and click the like button. Also, turn on the notification bell to be notified of future videos like this. Have a great day ahead and stay tuned for part 32.